Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. The Mariners go down 2 games against the Astros and Yordan Alvarez. So we're going to talk all about that. Let's do it. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. It's brought to you by SeatGeek. My name is Jimmy. We got Trevor. We got Jake, producer BBD, in the corner. Only one game took place on October 13th, with the other AL series getting rained out and postponed. So it's only a one-game recap here on Talkin' Baseball. Again, brought to you by SeatGeek. You guys know they're doing everything with us as playoffs, and you can use code JOMBOYPLAYOFFS to get 10% off any tickets. Doesn't even have to be baseball. You want to go to football? I know that's going on right now. You know, hockey just started. There's probably a concert coming your way that you want to go see. John Boy Playoffs, 10% off. If you've already used the code, you can still use it. That's what you got. Jake, do you want to burn this game for us so we can figure out what happened? Do you have one? We're recording right after this.
Ready to rip, guys.
All right. You got acorns on the desk over here.
Show me your acorn.
Oh, nice.
That was the nickname for one of our buddies, Flaccid. Never mind. Let's do the burn.
Peener. Yeah, his name was Ken. All right, you're up. Still is Ken. He's alive.
How are your Dominican daddies? Small Glove King Framber Valdez versus the Mariners Rock La Piedra Luis Castillo. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Bottom 2, Kyle Honest, Abe Lincoln almost roofs one. That ball was up there, solo homer. It's 1-0 Houston. But in the 4th, there's a Framber alert for a missing throw home. He throws it away. 1 run will score. And then Dylan wants more, and it's 2-1 Mariners after 4. But in the 6th, I am your daddy. Yordan does it again into the Crawford boxes opposite field. Oh, the pitch is off the plate. It's 3-2. Make it 4-2 as Alex Bregman, after the intentional walk, slaps one the other way. How about the fortitude to stay with it? And speaking of stay with it, Trev's former guy, Ryan Presley, saves it after almost blowing it. Houston takes game 2, 4-2 final.
All right, Trev, your Mariners. You think they're dead? This might be the most helpful thing you can do.
Oh, man.
Mariners fans right now might be dying for you to dead them again.
It's going to be very difficult. I don't want to say it again, bro.
They're dying. Seattle, all of Seattle wants you to call them dead. They're dying for you to. Okay.
They gave their best bullet today, man. They really did. Luis Castillo was absolutely nasty. But Jeremy Pena just keeps getting on base in front of Yordan. He keeps getting this guy up to the plate. So much so that we're walking a dude with technically really not a base open, but they got a guy named Alex Bregman, who happens to be my best friend, behind him. They did everything they could to win this game. But the Astros, like I always say, man, with these guys and the Dodgers and the Braves too, they just keep coming for you no matter what. And in the end, 4 runs, all they needed.
Yeah. I mean, Alvarez is obviously the story. That home run was ridiculous. I tweeted about Pena, and it's almost like I want to talk about him a little more because he's not the obvious story, but 3 times in these 2 games, Pena's come up with 2 outs, and all 3 times he has gotten on base to get Yordan Alvarez up that same inning, and all 3 times runs have been scored by doing that. Twice, Yordan homers, and then the last time they walk Yordan and Bregman comes through. And it's cool. He's like his little sucker fish, you know? Like, you know, Yordan's the whale, but Pena's doing some groundwork for him. Obviously, Yordan's the whale. I mean, he's just nuts. Jake, you said he's best left-handed hitter ever?
Best left-handed hitter in baseball right now. Go look at the stats. It's we have Soto fever because that guy was doing stuff we never saw a young left-handed hitter doing. We still have Soto fever, and let's see it kick back in again. But we need more Yordan because, man, he's the best hitter on this team. You go through the guys, Altuve, Tucker, Yuli Gurriel won the batting title last year, and they're not on the same level. I think there were two guys who won dotted this year. It's Yordan and Judge. And Yordan's 25, like he's entering his prime. The interesting thing I think they said at the end, which is some, like you said, Trev, they intentionally walk Yordan without kind of a base open. David Cohn says it a lot on broadcast that, if there's other bases open, that's still a base open. Like, why do we care so much about forcing someone along? Hey, Alex Bregman behind him, that guy's a stud, and it was incredible the second half. But Jeremy Pena is also one of the best fastball hitters on this team and in baseball, and putting him in front of Yordan Alvarez, the whale, as he's been called on different by baseball media people. You're not going to bounce sliders in the dirt to Pena. Oh, no. So Dusty set up a little death trap at the top of that lineup. And did it not feel like a little bit of experience mattered today? Like Houston was dealing with Castillo, and, he was looked as good as a pitcher looked, but they saw the bloop and then they got the blast. And that was kind of it.
Experience and skill, I mean, they're good, but Bregman coming up, when you walk Alvarez to get the Bregman's like, guys, I can do it too. It just takes the fastball to right, which is not trying to do too much with it. And Yordan taking the fastball to left, opposite way, not trying to do too much with it, because Yordan doesn't have to do that much with it. It just fucking goes. Crazy.
That's what's cool about watching him swing, is he understands the power that he has. So he's not trying to generate any. He's trying to put the barrel on the ball. He knows he's strong enough. He's big enough. His swing mechanics are good enough that when he touches one, it's going to go. I thought it was really interesting. Okay. Like, think about what transpired. Okay. Pena works the walk. Munoz throws him a 3-1 slider and he swings at it to get him a 3-2. Then he ends up walking him. Then you walk Yordan to get to a guy that just took Munoz up top the last time he faced him. Like, that's how scary Yordan is. Literally, Alex Bregman, the last time he faced Munoz, he hit a home run against him. And you're like, I'll take my chances with that guy. Bregman gets a first pitch backdoor sinker at whatever it was, 98, 99, and just touches it, man. And Haniger just bobbled it just enough. He's got a really good arm out there. He still made a really good throw. If he comes up with that thing clean, we're talking different here. Still a one-run game. I think he might throw Pena out there. He got to the ball so quick. The ball was hit so hard, but he ends up kind of getting handcuffed with it. And this was it was a great game, but I think you guys are right. Like, it just kind of felt like the Astros were coming all along.
I'm recording a lot of the game on my other computer. I'm going to go down, hunker down, and watch a lot of it because something interesting happened in the fourth inning.
Okay.
Mariners stopped swinging at Framber's curveball.
Yes.
Completely. They swung at the first one big, and then they swung at another one big, but the rest completely stopped swinging at Framber's curveball. They scored some runs. Framber throws the ball away. Then Carlos gets out at first. That stunk because this should have been kept 2-on with 1 out. The next inning, Framber comes out with a new glove on. And I'm curious.
Didn't recognize that.
What that's all about. So I'm recording it. I'm going to go in the lab. I'm going to see. Once that first runner got on, it looked like, I think it might have been Cal. I think he went from a glove with holes in to no holes, webbing to close. My guess, and this is like rough. I haven't even looked at it, is that maybe they could see his grip when the runner on through the holes in the glove or whatever. But he went from a light brown glove to a black glove. So, and it was only that inning. It's the only inning where they got touched up, and they didn't swing at any curveballs. They worked 2 walks because they just weren't chasing. And after the first one, Framber kind of gave a look like, what?
Yeah, I was curious about that because I saw them with that approach too. I thought, look, maybe they said we're swinging and missing at this a lot. He's presenting it as a strike. It's not a strike, so let's just, if we see it, eliminate it. But then they were also mentioning on the broadcast how a lot of that had been done with him in the stretch. So was that the case? Like he was in the stretch and they were picking it up? Because when he got second and third there at the end, they had the pitching coach came out and said, go from the windup.
Yeah. Something happened. Something happened in the fourth inning, in my opinion. And then they changed the glove. So it could be nothing. We have no idea. I have no idea, but I'm interested. Those are the things that make me curious.
And just a little tidbit, if I can give it to you, in the fifth, he did not throw a curve.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that adds to the pot. I don't know if it, he lost the feel of it or glove funny business, but yeah, that's I tuned into the radio broadcast for a minute because our stud number one, Marley Rivera, was on the call. So I was listening to Marley a little bit and she's like, no curves this inning. What's going on? He's going to need his curveball. He loves his curveball. So yeah, something happened. And yeah, she said also, I think after the fifth or before the fifth, so tying this all together, she said that Framber and Maldonado like sprinted into the dugout together. So something happened.
Yeah. Something weird happened. I'm going to try and look into it and see what's going on.
Please do.
And by the way, we're talking, the mighty Astros. They did it again. Experience. These guys are killers. If Yuli Gurriel is a foot to the left or the right in the ninth inning, is that a 2-run inning? Is that a 3-run inning? It's a 6 sport sometimes.
It's a 6 sport, Jake, and only sickos like you enjoy it enough to play
MLB 9 innings.
MLB 9 innings. Your new favorite game?
Yes.
Yes. I got the read here, a wide variety of game modes, league mode, live PvP. Can you tell people about it? You've been playing this a lot?
Jim, I'm a phone game guy. It's kind of my fidget spinner. I have this weird brick breaker game I play all the time just to keep myself sane. What I've been telling the people, Jim, especially during our live streams, because they've been helping out there, if you like baseball so much that you listen to Talkin' Baseball, that you're watching playoff baseball, and that you're watching guys live stream baseball of them watching baseball, there's a chance you're going to like the MLB 9 innings app with, it's not 1,999 player cards, right?
No, it's 2,000 player cards to collect and use in your dream roster. They have up-to-date rosters, ballparks, 3D modeling is implemented.
Do they have any legends in the game?
They do. They got Randy Johnson, which turns out people just found out he's been a photographer, even though that has been happening for 6 years. And I think next week someone's going to say, and the logo's a dead bird. Like, it's like, we are in a cycle. Anyway, download and play MLB 9 innings 22 today with the link in the description. Jake likes it, and you'll like it as well. Small head, big glove, or big head, small glove. Framber gets the win. They use their bullpen.
I'm small head, big glove. We're reverse.
Be a funny picture.
Yeah.
Presley did look a little shaky there in the ninth. I want to go back to the play you're talking about. JP Crawford's the ball down the line. Tom Kelly used to bring us out and do base running in spring training, and we would work that play. And what he would say is, you talk to first basemen about it, you talk to the runners about it, and what he would say is, if you're on first base and a ball gets hit behind you, you just keep going. You don't worry about it at all. You're never going to be able to get back to the base. You just keep going, and if it gets past them or he bobbles it, you try to get to second base. So there's nothing that Frazier could have done right there. It's just part of baseball. Gurriel's there holding him on, so essentially he's guarding the line, and it is tough when you hit a ball there and you're like, dude, why do you have to be standing right there? Because off the bat, you're like, I did it. And then you didn't do it. 2 outs. And that helped Presley a lot. He was pretty shaky out there. The command wasn't exactly there. Obviously, there's a big layoff in between times that he's been on the mound. So I think this is good for Presley to go through this, get back in the game, finally get the strikeout there at the end. But definitely something that Mariners fans were just shaking their head out, man, being like, we had an opportunity and the baseball gods are not letting us have it.
I want to I don't know if I have time to check on it, but if I remember, Presley was really good majority of the season, but his blips came in package deals. He had like, they came in like little tight windows. Like back-to-back games is when he faltered. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Like back-to-back
I
outings.
don't.
So yes,
I don't recall
okay.
that offhand.
He went 3 blank, then he gave up earned run, then went like 10 blank, then 2 games in a row gave earned run, then a bunch blank, and they came kind of together. Yes, a couple times they were like smushed up. So I wonder if Astros fans are fearful that like, when he has one bad outing, he usually has another, or maybe not. I don't know.
His stuff looked good. He was just a little erratic.
Yeah.
I don't think Astro fans are scared of shit.
No.
They had one of the best bullpens in baseball, and they come in Montero. I mean, that guy looks like an absolute weapon. They shut them down. They shut Seattle down again. And yeah, Neris, Abreu, Montero, Presley. I mean, those aren't, if we did a reliever draft, even right now, I don't know if any of those guys get drafted as like, a 4-round top relievers in baseball draft, but combined in that Astros bullpen, they're lights out.
What'd you guys think of that move? So you have Framber still on the mound. They come out. He pitches to Dylan Moore, ends up walking him, and they decide to bring Neris in, flip Cal Raleigh around to his left-handed side. I thought that was interesting. There's a lot of power there. They were relying on Neris's splitter there, essentially. But you had runners on, second and third? Or bases loaded there?
Bases loaded.
His main pitch is a splitter that's in the dirt all the time. I mean, talk about having faith in Maldonado, number one, and then bringing Neris in. I think this is his first postseason ever. That was a huge spot right there. He ends up getting the job done. But I was questioning that move a little bit. I think I might have let Framber go again.
Is it Crawford boxes? Is it, getting him the other side for that? I was just Neris. I don't know. But it was ballsy. I love
ballsy.
I
think they were
splitter.
just relying on the splitter, saying, Cal Raleigh, go ahead and try to get the splitter. I don't know what the numbers are, if they had a lot of head-to-head, and Neris has good numbers against him. I just was curious about that move because you let him face Dylan Moore, but then you take him out and switch Cal Raleigh around to his better side. It was interesting. It ended up working out, but definitely faith in Maldonado to keep those balls in front of him too.
Are you excited for Seattle? This team has only played away games, and now they go back to Seattle. They're down 0-2. I still think it's going to be an amazing environment. I hope they win. At least, the next game, so they get 2. They've waited 20-plus years for playoff baseball. That stadium is going to be amazing.
I think so. Being 0-2 kind of puts a damper on it a little bit, but everyone's already planning on going anyway for Game 3. You knew you were going to get one of them in there. So I think it will be rocking, and I agree with you. I hope they do win Game 3 so they get another game in that beautiful stadium with those beautiful fans.
George Kirby,
so much.
George Kirby getting the pill for Seattle. We talked about Robbie Ray, and he's been fading lately, and then the Yordan incident in Game 1 that, hey, maybe that's one of those things where you had to take one step back to take 2 steps forward. Maybe George Kirby shoves in this game, and they would have traditionally given it to Robbie Ray. I don't know. And on the other side, Trev, your Moxie King, a guy who would love nothing more than to tell the 50K people of Seattle that are at their first playoff game in 20-plus years, all right, you can go home now. This was fun, huh?
It's going to be real tough for the Mariners. I'm not going to say the D word. I'm not going to, but they're dying. That's for sure.
Say death. Say they're dead.
No, man. I yelled at Jimmy last year for doing that. Then I decided to do it this year because I thought it was pertinent and it meant something.
But it does mean, and Mariners fans want you to declare them dead now. Like, that's the nicest thing you can do to Seattle.
I don't know if I have that much power to do it twice, guys.
But what if you did?
Maybe I want to see the Houston Astros in their 6th consecutive ALCS, 27 outs away from doing that.
ALCS goes through Houston.
It's wild.
It's wild. It's wild. All right.
I mean, look, it's going to be Houston, and it's going to be freaking the Yankees. And
Whoo! The Guardians are
you guys
dead?
are
No, take it back.
Guardians are dead?
Take it back.
Take that back.
I asked Chris Rose that. I said, "What?" I said, every team to me in my head, besides the Guardians, can win the World Series. And he kind of agreed with me. He said I'd rank them 8th out of the 8 teams left.
But they're alive.
Yeah, they're alive, obviously, but so is Viserys at the end of
Wow. That ends the show today. Trev's got to go coach Little League. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow. We got to recap 3 games. Or not tomorrow, but the next, I don't know when. See ya. Jake sucks.
Still think it was a massive missed opportunity for Castillo or Framber not to dye his dreads blonde and get on the House of Dragon.